It is very important for us to have deaf instructors, and that's in hearing and deaf classes, because we recognize that what we learn in class doesn't solely include what's in a book or in a lecture, but it also involves the teacher and their life experience. To have a teacher who is deaf with maybe a background in a mainstream program or a deaf institute or an oral program, or maybe they're late deafened or deafblind or deaf with a disability, they have a unique perspective on issues and language that their students could really benefit from. And that is so valuable. Plus, at the end of the conversation or whatever they learned in class that day, the teacher is able to apply their own life experience, and a deaf teacher would know a lot more about that than a hearing instructor would. For deaf students, it's vital for them to have someone to look up to, a role model. Maybe they need someone to relate to, or maybe they're struggling with parts of their identity. And seeing someone who represents them makes it an easier process. It's rare for deaf children to be able to look up to their teachers and feel represented. In that case, it's so important for us to have deaf instructors that are from different races and identities so that they're able to properly connect and represent their students. I think this goes with deaf adults as well. Something I think about pretty often is that students grow up with no exposure to the deaf world until later on in life when they finally meet other deaf adults and they're able to make those connections and feel represented. And really, that's wonderful, right? For hearing students, this is something I always preach. They typically think that what they learn in class is sufficient and that they don't need to do anything else. But really, it's important for them to have that motivation to immerse themselves into deaf culture and the community, to be able to show us that they want to make those connections. And I really think that deaf teachers reflect that value in their teaching with their experience. I recognize that teaching is such a difficult job, and to those of you who do it, thank you. We're all in this together.